This secret Pinterest strategy that I'm going to share with you in today's video is making one blogger over $195,000 every single month. And today, I'm going to show you how to steal it ethically or using the power of AI. And also a software that anyone can use. Now, make sure you watch to the end of this video because this could be the shortcut that you've been looking for. No more talk, let's get into today's video. Okay, so you've joined me inside of one of my case study accounts that I have here. This is one of my case study accounts called Tool Trip. I'll go over some of the analytics shortly, but I really want to just get into the meat and bones of this video. So that this, for me, is my organic summary. It has impressions, it has engagements and saves, etc. Also has some of my really cool top pins. As you can see, for this particular account, there's over 1 million impressions that it has, and I'm consistently working on this, and I'll continue to share this in my video. But let's go into the account of the Pinterest person that I found that is making almost $200,000 every single month right now. So this is the account. As you can see, it is a recipe account. Now, one of the cool things about Pinterest is, and I'm going to show you in a second, there's really simple ways to find accounts that are doing really well. And there are really simple ways to find out niches or niches that are doing really well. Now, this is an account called Spend Pennies, okay, or Spend with Pennies. And it has over 10 million monthly views every single month. We'll pop over to the website in a second. But I just want to kind of give you a summary of what the actual Pinterest account on the shell and on the surface of it looks like. So it is a recipe site, as I mentioned. You can see there are different styles of recipes. There's some cocktails and some seafoods, etc. But there's nothing really that stands out about this account where I would say this is an account that's making 6 figures every single month, okay? Very similar. In my opinion, it looks very similar to other kind of recipe sites. I would say it has quite a lot of boards, so that's probably a good thing. And we're going to explore why I think that's a good thing in the middle of this video, so stick around for that. But on the surface of it, this looks pretty much very similar to what I have seen time and time again with Pinterest and specifically with recipe niches. So the first thing I want to say is if you want to get involved in Pinterest and you have no idea what to do in terms of your Pinterest niche or your niche, then probably head over to recipes and have a look, because the recipe niche has so many different pins, so many different ideas for food, for recipes, for drinks that you can ever imagine. Plus, there's new recipes happening pretty much every single day. So you will have more than enough, you're going to have more than enough room to make an impact. And more importantly, it's really easy to find keywords, but I'll show you that in a second. So very quickly, we'll go over to the pins. And as you can see, if I'm being super honest, these pins look very simple to make. So I've been growing Pinterest accounts for multiple years now, and this looks really basic, which for you is a really good thing, because it means we can probably ethically copy and ethically steal these ideas and concepts, maybe even these keywords. And I'm going to show you a tool that's going to do that for you literally in clicks in a second. But for us, we can very easily recreate these types of pins, okay? These are very simple text, and it's almost the same text and font she's using. Also, you can see the images seem to be one image, so there's not like multiple images in the pin. Again, very simple to do with free tools like Canva. I'll show you that in a second. She does have some video pins, which I think is pretty cool, and we'll investigate that. But I think generally, if you look at the style of these particular pins that she's creating, they're not too difficult. You don't need some type of degree to create these, and you can do this by yourself manually, or again, I'm going to show you soon, you can use an AI generated pin software that does all this for you in literally a heartbeat. Let's continue. Let's click into a few of these to see what the actual website looks like. So I'm going to open up this pin here, and this is the website. So on the surface of it, again, pretty cool website. Do love the images. It looks professionally done, which is fantastic. There is lots of cool recipes. We also have videos and ads on the side. I think this is an email opt-in form here of some shape or form. We have ads at the bottom, and overall, I think the site looks pretty clean, pretty simple. The question is, how much revenue is it actually making? Now to do that, I'm going to check on the website traffic checker here. I'm going to add in the domain here, and I'm going to hit check traffic. Quick pause. If you are enjoying the content and you really want to unlock the next level of success with Pinterest, then I urge you to sign up to my newsletter. I'm sharing the best tips, the most up-to-date tips, things that are working for me in 2025 in detail with step-by-steps of exactly how I am growing my Pinterest accounts across my several accounts, plus all my agency accounts. Plus, I have around 20 or so blueprints that give you the step-by-step methods of how I scale out accounts up to $10,000 with no jargon or fluff, just exactly what I do and all the tools I use to scale up my Pinterest accounts. If you're interested, this is all 100% free, so please sign up with the link below this video. Let's carry on. Now, according to this website, which is a pretty powerful and reputable website in the space for estimating traffic for domains, this website, Spend with Pennies, gets over 5.6 million views. Now, that's probably more, if I'm being super honest, because, again, this is just an estimation. It sometimes doesn't include all of social traffic, so there could be Facebook, there could be YouTube, etc. So let's do some very simple maths based on these statistics to work out roughly how much she's making every single month. So I popped over to my almost family member, ChatGPT, because I'm literally using it every single day, and we'll type in this prompt. So if my website generates nearly 5 million visits per month and I get paid $40 to $45 for every 1,000 impressions, so these are RPMs, this is the metric that the ad network pays you, then how much money will I make through adverts? Let's take a look at what it says. Cool, so there's the math. And to summarize for us, she's making at least 200K, probably in and around 225K per month, because this is just ad revenue. As you saw, she has an email list. She probably has affiliate products of some shape or form that she's promoting. So probably making somewhere in the $250,000 range per month, which is just ridiculous if you actually think about it, because that's every single month. And if you break it down to per week and per day, it's unreal. But you're probably thinking, that's good for her, Mo. What about me? Now, if I teach you a strategy that can get you a 10% of her revenue every single month, so around 20 to 25K, or realistically, even if we start off at 1%, okay, so 1% of 200K, which is like $2,000, if I can show you the strategy that she's using and also that I'm using that can generate thousands of dollars for you every single month, would that be valuable for you? If yes, continue to watch the rest of this video, and I'm going to literally lay it out step by step, exactly what she's doing and also exactly what I'm doing to generate thousands of dollars using Pinterest, blogs, and AI. Let's get into the actual strategy right now. Now look, this isn't a fluke. I'm going to show you other accounts in the same niche, but also in other niches, so you can see regardless of the niche that you choose, you can make thousands of dollars using Pinterest if you have the right strategy. So here's another example. Again, this is in the meal and recipe niche. This is a user that's earning, and this is the user that's generating over 10 million monthly views, again with recipes, snacks, a wide variety of dinner recipes. And as you can see, there's not many boards that she's actually using, which is pretty cool. And again, another account, around 10 million views. This is called Better Home Base, again in the recipe niche. The recipe niche is ridiculous, guys. So just bear that in mind. If you're new, maybe you want to start in that niche if you have some experience. And to be fair, even if you don't, probably best to check it out. A few more here, again, we're over 10 million views. And then we'll check out a few other niches. This is in the home decor space. So it is in any similar space to the public case study that I have now. So lots of different things around kitchens and houses, homes, bathrooms, etc. Lots more boards here, but importantly, over 10 million views. And one more here. This one, again, 10 million views. Again, this is in the home decor space as well. This one's using the similar keywords and similar boards, so around sofas and home offices, etc. The point I'm trying to make is there are multiple accounts, okay, thousands of accounts that are generating hundreds of thousands and millions of views with Pinterest every single month. And again, let's do some simple maths just to work out roughly how much they're making. And then I'll show you the exact strategy that they're using, and you can copy and ethically steal probably some of their strategies, probably some of their keywords. Let's go into how that works right now. So I'll pop back into ChatGPT and I've asked it, if a Pinterest account is generating around 10 million views, what does that actually work out to be in terms of revenue every single month? Let's look at the calculations now. So on average, just to summarize it very quickly, you're looking at from 10 million Pinterest views, so all those accounts we just saw, and with a click-through rate of around 1 to 2% and an RPM of $40, 1.5 to 2.5% is a really good estimation and average for the calculation for views to clicks. And a $40 RPM is pretty standard, especially in the niches that I just showed you. So on average, if your Pinterest account has around 10 million views, you're looking to get around 150 to 250 sessions back to your website. That's going to earn you around $6,000 to $10,000 from ads. Now, personally, I can say that works because I have accounts that are generating millions and millions of impressions per month, and the ad revenue is pretty much spot on from what I'm earning for those accounts. So enough of the proof, let's go into the strategy now. Okay, we're back in the Spend with Pennies account, and we are going to look at the actual data behind this account. So grab the account ID here. Now to look at the data, there's two ways, okay? Very important. You can either look at it manually, so that means literally scrolling through every single pin over probably the last 5, 6, 7, 8 weeks, which is going to take you probably about a month to do, which is just unreal, and try to figure out what's working and what's not. Or smartly, if you have the budget and you want to fast track the process, pop over to PinClicks.com, which is a research and rank tracking tool that I've been using that is just out of this world. Start a free trial, so you don't even have to use any money up front, which is pretty cool. Log in and I'll show you how to use the tool. Now, once you're here, you want to click on the Account Explorer on the left-hand side, and we're going to add our account in. So the one that we're looking to get competition information from. And then we're going to see literally all of the metrics from this particular account, and we're going to copy the best parts. So you can see from an outset that this is a recipe niche Pinterest account. As I mentioned, it has over 10 million views per month, and that's the reach, around 1.5 million followers, which is a lot, and also around 200,000 pins. So that's a lot, but remember, everyone's got to start from somewhere. And when you see the strategy I'm going to share with you in this video, you'll see how you'll be able to generate pins quite quickly and quite frequently every single day. Now, as I mentioned, she does have quite a lot of boards, so we'll bear that in mind too. And we'll also look at the pin frequency, okay? That's super important. So this is one of the reasons why I would recommend that you check out some of these paid or even free trials in terms of these tools, because pin frequency is one of the biggest mistakes that a lot of beginner people make when they're trying to make money with Pinterest. And that's because they don't really understand how many pins to create per day. And also, just as important, they have no idea how many their competitor or their competition is pinning per day. So this is actually a new tool. So this is actually a new feature that they've added recently, which I think is fantastic. And I'm going to show you why having the pin frequency makes a ton of sense, especially when you're trying to do competition research. So if you scroll down, you'll get some of the keyword ranking performance. And this is the super important part for us. We can see the keywords that she's ranking for, that this account is ranking for, and we can see the position of when it's ranking. And most importantly, we can see when the actual pin has been added. So if we have all this data, we can very easily see what's working for this account and what's not working. And importantly for us, we even have the search volume here. Okay, so this is the search volume of the monthly amounts of search volumes for this particular keyword. So for example, turkey giblet gravy is in position 1 for this account, has around 1,000 people searching for it every single month, and it was added very recently, so around the beginning of April. So now the question is, what do you do with all this data? Now what I would do personally is I would copy pretty much all of it, and I'll pop it into ChatGPT, and I would say something along the lines of find low volume keywords that are in high positions that have been added recently that a new Pinterest account could create, and create a list of those that I can download right now. So I pulled in the data and I've added it into ChatGPT, and I've asked it to prioritize high ranking keywords, and also very importantly, pull out some information and keywords that are seasonal for spring and summer. So once we grab the most up-to-date keywords and we know that they're recent, we can also use those to scale up seasonally. Now, ChatGPT is going to do that for us pretty much in a heartbeat. So probably we're going to get around 50 or so keywords that we can use straight away. And then once we're back here, guess what? I'm just going to do it for my other competition. So this was the other example I used, and I'm going to do pretty much exactly the same thing. So I'm going to look at the pin frequency. So this one's around 11. The other account was around 17. And I'm also going to copy and paste the exact keyword structures into ChatGPT, ask it the same prompt, and then do the same thing for another competition. And by the time I get to around 5 or 6 or maybe 10 competitors, I'm going to have a really substantial keyword plan for the exact keywords that are doing well right now, the exact volumes that are doing well right now, all of the information for the most up-to-date pins, and most importantly, I have a pin frequency that I know that's going to work. So just to put that into perspective one more time, this is the third competition. This is the third competitor that we're going to use. You can see the views, the reach, the followers, and the pin frequency. We're going to grab all these keywords and put it into ChatGPT, and then we're going to have this massive plan of up-to-date, seasonally trending keywords with relevant volume data, and also that have been updated recently. And also, as I mentioned, we're going to have this pin frequency, which seems to be roughly the 15 pin frequency per mark. Works really well for the recipe niche in terms of research that we've done. And when you pile all those things together, you have this fantastic strategy that is pretty much unstoppable, because you know what's working, you know why it's working, and you're structuring your account to follow what's working. Now remember, this strategy works in every single niche. So if you haven't yet used PinClicks, then definitely start a free trial here, because the data itself makes this entire process very easy. Now that's complete. Let's go into the other steps to make this an absolute, complete, foolproof plan. Okay, quick pause. If you haven't already subscribed to my YouTube channel, I would highly recommend that you do, because I'm sharing up-to-date strategies for AI, for Pinterest, and to make more passive income online. So definitely hit that subscribe button. Let's carry on. Okay, so these are the 5 steps that you pretty much have to do to be able to generate the amount of traffic and also revenue that I've showed you in this video. I'm going to skip over some of these steps because some of them are very simple. And also I've covered some of these steps in other videos, but let's go into these steps so you have a full picture. So step 1 is to set up a business account. So you pretty much just have to go to pinterest.com and set up a business account. Make sure that you set it up as a business one and not a personal one, because if not, you won't have access to analytics, which you definitely need. Now, step 2 is you have to create some blog posts. Now, if you are new to Pinterest and if you are new to creating blogs, then of course you do need to pick a niche first. As I mentioned, there are lots of different niches you can go to in Pinterest, but if you have a existing blog already and you have existing blog posts, then by all means you should check to see if those are relevant for Pinterest. If not, then you can very easily just create new posts, potentially outsource it to someone else, or as my strategy suggests, just use AI tools like ChatGPT or Jasper to quickly generate Pinterest-friendly blog content. Make sure you review it and read it to make sure it makes sense and is authentic. And then for sure, you definitely want to focus on helpful seasonal content or niche-related specific topics. And as I mentioned in our section before, check all the competition research and probably mimic and ethically steal your competition's keywords, because you know they work and your competition has already done all of the hard work. So competition is healthy. You should definitely take those keywords and create your own pins for those keywords. Now, step 3 is designing high converting pins. You can do this with Canva, which is a free tool, or you can use very cost effective AI tools. And I'll show you this one that I use right now. So Content Goblin has been working wonders for me, and I probably use it more than any other AI tool across my portfolio of sites, because it is, number 1, very affordable, and number 2, works seamlessly to integrate the content and the pins within into my blogs in pretty much a click of a button. And just to give you a quick example of what it looks like, this is Content Goblin on the inside. If we're going to create a recipe, we'll click on single recipe here. We can keep it at good, fast, and effective, or we can change the image quality if we want. We'll just keep it as simple now. I've grabbed one of the keywords that PinClicks have shown us from our competition that was doing really well. So fish taco sauce recipes, and we're going to hit generate here. Now this is completed. It's put together a pretty basic recipe output. So it's put some information around fish taco recipes with a nice cool image here, which I think the image is pretty cool. You can change the image if you want, and you can also change and add information on the ingredients and instructions if you need to. But that's been done in pretty much a few seconds. This is a perfect template for you to use to go on and add to make a very simple but effective recipe blog post. Also, and I think probably just as good, is the image listicles. So let's type in a article listicle here. So we'll type in homemade lasagna. We'll type in 15 different images. We'll put in short in between this. We'll put in long in between the section type, and we'll leave the image quality as good, fast, and effective, and hit generate. Okay, that's done. That took probably around 17 seconds or so. And as you can see, the images and the listicle quality is very, very high, considering we just used a very small amount of credits. Again, if you want to change any of the images, you can do so here. And also, just as important, you can change the custom outline. So if there's anything that you want to change, or you have any specifics for your article that you need to include into it, you can very easily change some of these options here. So Content Goblin gives you the structure and the tools and the ease to be able to customize every single part of your blog post, and also makes it super affordable. So if you want to check out Content Goblin, then I've got a link below this video. Feel free to check that out. And if you want to support the channel, I'd appreciate it if you click those links, because I do get a little kickback, but I would appreciate it because these videos do take a little bit of time to create. Okay, so step 4 is to schedule those pins and to continue to do ongoing research. So you can use tools like Tailwind, or I actually just use the native Pinterest scheduler because it's way easier, it's free. And I also think, just on a personal note, that Pinterest prefers you to stay on their actual platform when you are adding your pins, but that's just my personal choice. If you're going to go for ease, then for sure Tailwind will do really well. And of course, as I mentioned before, you want to use Pinterest Trends or PinClicks to find seasonal and low competition keywords. Continue to check out your competition, because they are doing things and they're testing things for you. So and once they've tested it for you and they've figured out what works, just take what works and continue to scale your account, because it's easier, it's simpler, and also it's cheaper too. Now, once you've done all of those things above that I've mentioned, you can continue to create new blog content, you can continue to design new pins and analyze what works, and most importantly, you can double down on what's working and brings in clicks and revenue. Now, that is what this person has done. So the person that owns Spend With Pennies, they have just continued to double down on what's worked. They've tested things, they've created very simple pin designs, you've seen them there yourself. And also, once they've made money, they've probably reinvested it back into their website to continually fuel this machine of traffic, revenue, and reach. And when you have all of those three things, it's just a recipe for continual growth. And as you can see, up to $200,000 a month, which is just wild. But now, if you do nothing else but just take some of the strategies in this video and start off small and get to a few $1,000s per month, then I think it's super, super achievable. Also, if you want to take your strategy to the next level and just have me pretty much go into your account and do all the keyword research for you, show you exactly what pins are working and what's not working, do all the competition research for you, and pretty much just lay out a plan step by step, looking over your shoulder and helping you grow your account, then feel free to check out my Pinterest one-on-one coaching mastermind sessions below. They're super affordable, and so far my coaching students are seeing fantastic results. So if that makes sense for you and you've got the budget to invest in yourself, then I would highly recommend it, because you get me to walk hand in hand with you through the entire journey, which I think is priceless, and it fast tracks your success and limits your mistakes. Anyhow, that's it from this video. I hope you've enjoyed it. Please subscribe if you haven't, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.